People that visit our museum, they are totally surprised at what they find. The facade of this building and our museum is a replica of the 1854 Fulton County Courthouse that was the first courthouse, and it was located in a little place called Ottakee, just about a mile from our location here. Our building, actually, when you pull in the parking lot and look, you will see the courthouse facility because it stands out, but also attached to the courthouse facility is a barn-looking structure. And that is actually where the museum itself is located. And that barn structure is designed to pay homage to the agricultural heritage of Fulton County. When you first enter the building, one of the things that we want as a grabber is a large mural that we have on the wall. There are actually two murals. The first one is a tile mural that is made up of photographs of people from Fulton County, businesses, churches, all kinds of organizations who have given us photos to display on these tile. It was a fundraiser for gathering funds to build the museum. The second mural inside that one is a collection of 12 people whose stories we tell and the cultural background of Fulton County.
What makes us special is that I don't just put a collection. Here I'm taking all sorts of objects, putting them together to tell a story. I really want to tell stories that are untold stories. You have your typical history book and it's all rich white men. And I'm trying really hard to tell the story of women, different groups of people, orientations, and pulling those out. It's exciting to see the collections we have here, and after we've moved here, we've received even more things. We had a powder horn from pre-Revolutionary War, and the family had passed this down from generation to generation up to today. The flashlight that's on loan to us from NASA is also really worthy of seeing in the collection.
We preserve our history here because, as the saying goes, we're doomed to repeat the things if we don't understand what's gone before us. And what we try to show in the museum is that although history doesn't necessarily repeat itself, you see patterns of things over the years that continually seem to happen. The way the museum is lined up is that it's very colorful, and each one of those colors represent a season and a historical era that's going on. And they do repeat themselves to some extent with those colors. And the colors represent kind of what's happening. So there's a blue color that's kind of cold. That's usually an era when things aren't going as well. The spring colors, things are a little better, and then there's autumn colors that we're kind of in transition. So we're trying to show people that things move over time and that you can relate things that happened in the past to things that are happening today as well. The other piece that I really like to try and hit with people is that we do changing exhibits.
If you buy a year's membership, you'd be seeing at least 3, if not more, exhibits a year. We try to have as many interactive things in the gallery as possible, especially for children, because they get bored with mom and dad reading labels. So there are drawers that we want people to open to see the artifacts inside they're hiding. Some of the photography in the Civil War section is so old that I didn't really want it exposed to light. So we purposely put things inside drawers and areas where you have to lift the display. And then I used the photography idea as a way of creating these interactives. So the first section you see silhouettes, because that's the only way people could capture an image in the old days, was either paint someone's portrait or create a silhouette. So the poor man would get silhouettes. So you can create a silhouette with a light box that we've created. And then I have 1850s daguerreotypes, and you can actually put your head in a daguerreotype and take a selfie. And then we have Barney Oldfield in the 1920s. They have him in his car, and I made a cutout so that when you sit behind it, it looks like you're riding with Barney Oldfield around the racetrack. We also have 4 movies now. We're just installing the 4th one right now on the Underground Railroad. And we also have audio tours that are based on your cell phone with a QR code. So if you have a cell phone, you can hear an actual person from the past talking.
The American Revolutionary War interfered with my childhood. I became a part of a great fight for liberty.
All of the exhibits, except for one, was done by our local people, all volunteers.
Every exhibit has a team of people that help do the research and installation. And so this railroad exhibit covers a huge span of time and 4 different railroads. What makes our railroad history unique is that unlike other counties, we didn't have canals, rivers, and train travel is really what changed the county.
We encourage our local people to bring people from out of town and family members to come get an idea of what the actual history is so that you know where you came from and the people that went before you.